Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I realized that I haven't given you guys a house tour of our brand new home here. We've actually been living here since the end of January after we closed down the SMDT house, which was a shared home for single moms who are wanting to try out living abroad. It didn't work out. We tried for 8 months, but it was still an amazing experience and a major lesson. But I'm so grateful that we were able to do that. We moved into this beautiful, brand new 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath townhome the end of January. And we've just been settling to life here. You know, a lot of you guys know our story. We traveled full time for 2.5 years and we've made a home base here in Merida, Mexico. And we've stayed in a range of places, or we've stayed in different types of places. So when we first moved to Merida, we stayed in this Airbnb for a month. It was out in Caquel, I think that's how you say it, neighborhood, a little bit on the outskirts, and it was about $400 a month. It was a small 3-bedroom, 1-story home. We realized we didn't like that area. So we then found a big 8-bedroom home that some of you guys would have seen, the SMDT house, on our episode on House Hunters International, which was my 3 daughters in Merida. And that was fun. You know, that was a crazy experience, but it was like 8 bedrooms, 4 bath, this massive house. And after we left that house, we moved into this new one that I've already said is 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. And I wanted to talk about the different pricing. So the first house was $400, the second house was $600 and something for that 8-bedroom. And this house is, I looked right before filming this video today, is about $845 a month. It is one of the most expensive places we've stayed in Mexico for sure, if not the most expensive place. And it wasn't furnished, but it did have refrigerator, stove, washer, and dryer, which is like unheard of here. We had some furniture, which was great. And because there is no contract, we don't have, there's no contract on the utility company yet. We have utilities, but we don't have any bills as of now. So we've actually had no electricity bill since we've moved in, since January, which is great. I think we're gonna get one soon, like we'll start getting charged, but that hasn't happened quite yet. It's up to the owner to figure all that stuff out. But I just wanted to say, like, so that rent you're seeing is including electricity for the time being, but that should be changing soon. It is in the Benito Juarez Norte neighborhood, which is an amazing neighborhood here in Merida. It is my favorite. I love the Northeast. We're still close enough to downtown. We're not too far north where we're like outside of Periférico, which is this like almost a perimeter, right? Like a highway perimeter. I always recommend that people coming to Merida want to stay within Periférico. And for those of you with kids, I found Centro to be a little bit challenging. I haven't lived in Centro except for when I visited for a short week, but it's beautiful and gorgeous and all that great stuff. But when I have a little one, a 4-year-old, and then I have my teen. So for me, the parks out here, the ability to walk safely and bike ride safely, the malls, my teens love the malls. I can just send them in an Uber over to the mall that's nearby, or multiple malls that are nearby here, and then tons of playgrounds around. I think that's harder to find in Centro. So if you have kids, you want to keep that in mind. I highly recommend my friend Barbara from Merida Moves. She helps people find houses. She helps take you around to the different neighborhoods. Right now, everything is just weird due to COVID. That has not changed. We are very much locked down here. The spirit of the city is gone. I don't recommend really moving here right now, but I'm hoping in a month or 2 months or 3 months, things will change. I don't know, but I wanted to give you guys still a general like cost of living as far as rent goes here. I think on average, the single moms here that are that I know here are paying on average about $500 a month for 3 bedrooms plus. I have a pool, I have a yard. This is a townhome, and it was brand new. I was the first person to live in it, which was amazing. And I wanted that because our previous house, the 8-bedroom, was very old, and there were problems every week. And here in Mexico, it's not guaranteed that the owner will actually fix things. So landlords aren't necessarily going to fix something that maybe in the United States, or I'm not sure about Canada, Australia, all these other places, right? I can only speak from my experience in the United States. Whereas something's wrong with your house, typically the landlord is responsible for the most part in repairing things, right? It's their home, you're just renting. Well, here it's like you own the home. But these amazing townhomes, the owner, although I should clarify all this. I should really be very clear. These are brand new, but they have had a lot of crazy problems. Like, I'll be in the middle of the shower and the water will stop. Like, I remember one time I was just like all soaked up, you know, just enjoying my nice shower with hot water. Oh my gosh, didn't have hot water in the other house. And the water just stops. Like, I'm all soaked up. I get out of the shower, I write the owner. I'm like, I'm in the middle of the shower and the water stopped. This has happened like 2 or 3 times. But what I will say is that he is so quick to send someone right away. Just the other day, oh my gosh, I didn't even mean to get into all these stories, right? But just the other day, I got like a pound on the door, like pounding. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's 2 men, and they had the CFE, which is the electricity company's like logos on their hat and stuff. And I opened the door, but I couldn't speak Spanish. They couldn't speak English. It's my fault that I don't speak Spanish, but I could clearly see that they were very upset. But eventually I just shut the door because I'm like, dude, nothing's getting here. I just kept explaining, like, I'm renting, it's not my house. Sure enough, they go and cut the power to not just my townhome, but like the whole row of us. So the neighbor contacts the owner. We all have the same owner. He comes, gets it squared away, but these dudes just literally like cut our electricity. And all these other little things. Like, I had a friend, a mama, move in next door to me, and because she saw my house and she just said she was just moving to Merida and she just went for it, but it had so many problems. Like, they had to tear out the walls and reconnect piping for the AC, like wild stories. So this is not necessarily uncommon, right? So if you're coming here and you're expecting like a completely smooth process, I recommend always to start with Airbnb. Start with a furnished rental on Airbnb, then see if you even like Merida, if you even like Mexico, wherever you're trying to move abroad to, before making the decision of signing a lease. Now, signing a lease here in Merida is a little bit different than some other places in Mexico. In Guanajuato, I didn't sign a lease. I just paid a deposit. She let me move in. It was great. I just left. Here, you have to sign a lease. And not only do you have to sign a lease, you either need to have, normally, a guarantor, like someone who's going to back you, a local here, or you're going to have to pay like 3 freaking months ahead of rent. It's crazy. I've never seen that before. So, yeah, you need to be prepared for that. Once again, I recommend my friend Barbara from Merida Moves. She signs as the guarantor, and that eliminates that process. So you'll pay like a contract fee, which some people try and make it equal to, or equal to your rent. Or for me, the reason why I chose this house in the end, because I did that with my last house. I paid $600 and something deposit, $600 and something first month rent, and then I had to pay a $600 and something contract fee because that's the price of my rent, which I felt was really unfair. The contract is just like the notary. You go and sign in front of this thing, right? So when I asked this owner, hey, how much the contract fee? And he told me like 200 and something. He said it in pesos, right? I said, wow, that's total honesty. I really want to stay in this house. And sure enough, it's been good. Although it's been frustrating sometimes with the problems that have come with the house. I love our home. I love having AC everywhere. You need AC in Merida, guys. Whew, we did not have that in the last house. We had AC in some of the bedrooms, but mainly did not have AC. So yeah, these are things that are super important. Also, I meant to just show you guys the house. So I don't know how long this is going to be, but I want to give you all the information you're going to need to successfully get a home here in Merida, especially if you're going to veer off Airbnb. Start with Airbnb, please, or some type of thing like that. So you want to be careful also in Merida that the house you get has inverter AC. So you can often, they'll say it on the AC. If you get a house and it has like an older AC, I'd be hesitant because I'm telling you what, the electricity bill due to typically AC usage here can be crazy. So I barely use the AC. Back in the 8-bedroom house, we only had like 3 and we only used mine mainly. And my bill was still like $200 something, almost $300, but that's every 2 months, so say 100 and something, but that's with barely using anything, right? So if you're gonna blast your AC all day, which happens, I've been doing it, we've been locked in our house, right? You can expect a pretty large bill. Now in the States, I did pay a lot more monthly in Texas, I'm not gonna lie, but still, like sometimes your electricity bill might be even more expensive than your rent, because some people are paying rent of like 300 here, 400 here, or my friend, some of my local friends who are like at $75, which is amazing. It all depends on what you're looking for, the neighborhood. So part of the reason why my rent is much higher is not just that it's a brand new townhome, it is also location. Benito Juarez Norte neighborhood is just like a really amazing, popular neighborhood with like these massive villas. I should take you guys around these massive villas. They'll take up an entire block and they'll have security cameras all around them. It's beautiful, beautiful. And it's just every house is different and all that stuff. And then they stick these townhomes like I'm in, like to like make up these small spaces right in between these massive villas. So it's been interesting. And I'm gonna show you guys all around this house. But first, before I can show you around, I almost forgot something super important. A lot of people ask me about, what about breaking a lease? Because that's kind of scary, going to another country and signing a lease, right? So I have broken leases in both Mexico multiple times and in Albania. I've never had any problems. I have not broken a lease in the United States, thank goodness, because there would be a problem, right? If you break a lease in the United States, you're still responsible to pay usually until the end of your lease. Well, in Mexico, from my experience, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert, you break a lease, you lose your deposit. It's it. You know, I just tell the owner, hey, you know, when I rent a place, I think of that. Like I calculate it in, because it's very rare that I even complete a lease. I'm like a wandering soul. I bet you I will this time, mainly because they can't go anywhere like the rest of the world. So, yeah, so you lose your deposit. It's not a big deal. No one's gonna chase you down from my experience. I could be wrong, I don't know. In Albania too, you break the lease, you lose the deposit. It's like not that big of a deal. So now I will show you the actual house. My neighbor's dog, because why not? This is my bedroom. I love my bedroom. It's small, it's sunny. I have these pull down shades to make it dark. I have AC. I have this awesome desk where I create all like my magical things, which is nothing, right? I have this little balcony in my own bathroom. Every room has its own bathroom. Everyone has their own little floor. It's a really stacked high townhome. But yeah, I love my room. It's simple. We don't have a lot of stuff still, although I have a whole bunch more stuff than I did, of course, when we were living out of 3 backpacks. But we still are minimalist to a certain extent. We're minimalist, but minimalism looks different for everybody else. So yeah, I love my bedroom. Is Alea's room. She's super artsy, and look at all this, it's so cute. She also almost burned the house down. No joke, y'all. She left a candle burning all day when we were gone on accident. And luckily, it wouldn't have just been our house, it would have been everyone's house. But you know, in Mexico, the houses are built out of concrete, I think mainly, and it didn't burn down. Woo, luckily. And she's got her own bathroom too. Yeah, but her room is really cute and just friendly, and she's at the top, like she's way up at the top, so she's all by herself. Room, the shades are down, so her room is really plain because we got a dog. This dog that you can't see, that's jumping on me right now. Yeah, she eats everything, so we have, her room is like, there's nothing in here. She's got a closet and a bathroom, and that's about it. Oh, cheers! So here is our kitchen and living room. What I love about this living room is I can be sitting on the couch and Novi can be swimming in the pool, which she is right now with her nanny, which is amazing because I just had a meeting and I was able to do my meeting and watch her from my bedroom swimming in the pool with her nanny. So it is a small place, like it's stacked really high, but it is just really cozy and comfortable, and I'm super grateful for it. And I hope you guys like this tour. I know it was a whole bunch of me talking and very little of me actually showing you the house. But if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. Comment, tell me what you want to see, tell me what you want to know. And until next time.